One of the issues that gripped our nation this year was the eBay recruitment scam. A lot of people lost money, and despite it being clearly stated that it's a pyramid scheme, a lot of people continued to push through, and even we had disputes, conflicts, even coming out online, people receiving death threats, even those who were going against the scheme, and a lot of money lost there. According to the numbers that we've got, 948 complaints received with a monetary value of $1.6 million by the Consumer Council of Fiji, 706 complaints by FCCC valued at around 1.7 million, police also getting a lot of reports, and of course no one charged yet. A lot of questions continue to be asked, what's happening in relation to that. We continue to follow that up with the police, but most of the funds, according to the people that we've spoken to, also went through M-Pesa, and individual agents of this eBay recruitment scam had multiple M-Pesa accounts. Now, Shailendra, for the people of Fiji, when did Vodafone alert the authorities? When did some of these transactions look suspicious? And what were your reporting requirements as you were doing that?
So one of the things that you will note is we on a monthly basis we process close to about $180 million as person to person money transfer within Fiji. So people send money to one another. There was nothing peculiar about this other than that it was just money sending to one person to the next person. And as you say, there were some agents who would probably have received more transactions, and if they had multiple IDs and multiple SIMs, then they could have used multiple accounts. But one of the things that we have in the system is we are able to see the volume of transactions through our monitoring, and we have reported a number of these account holders to the to FIU and the Reserve Bank as suspicious transactions. Obviously, our role is reporting. Beyond that, the investigative bodies such as Financial Intelligence Unit and the police and FCCC, whoever has the powers, will go beyond and do whatever is required. So from the investigation point of view, those would be the right people to answer the question. But one of the things, as I said to you, is with digital platforms is there's always a digital trail for the transaction. So you are always able to go back and look at what happened, when it happened, and do some analysis and provide the report.
The issue being raised here is the daily limit, 10,000. Vinash, I'll get you in the conversation because Consumer Council released a lot of strong statements calling on authorities to act urgently, and this is before the collapse. And they were raising questions why the authorities were not acting. We were also raising the issue, but no real action was being taken. People were saying we haven't received complaints, which was quite laughable, that we don't wait for someone to get affected and then start looking at it, or waiting for it to eventually collapse. The daily limit being 10,000 in your case, an agent having multiple accounts, 5 to 6 already, alarm bells were ringing that some things were going on, and these agents were trying to beat the system, Shailendra, no doubt about that. How could Consumer Council come in knowing that, as Shailendra said, you can have more than one account?
So from our point of view, Vijay, so as Shailendra had mentioned, so there are consumers can have multiple accounts currently, so that is fine, and that is also monitored by the Reserve Bank. Now for the eBay one, as you have mentioned, that the Consumer Council of Fiji had raised alerts several weeks before it actually collapsed. We were raising alerts, we were going on radio talkback shows, we read newspaper articles, news articles, we used all our social media platforms in order to educate consumers, in order to warn them, in order to raise alerts, to protect their money. Because if you see it worldwide, all pyramid schemes, they eventually collapse and people will lose out money. And something else which I wanted to emphasize, Vijay, there are certain people going around and saying that no, I did not lose anything. Yes, I was smart, I invested early, so that I made the money and I pulled out. We must keep in mind that no money was injected into this particular scheme by the scammers themselves. So if you have actually made money, that is the money from the people who have actually lost. Yes. So if you are saying that you have made money, and perhaps your brother or your neighbor who lost the money, it is probably their money which has been transferred to you, because that's how the money circulates, and it goes on top, above people who are on the pyramid, upper scale of the pyramid. That's how it actually occurs. So we raise alerts. So as you are aware, we are a consumer advocacy organization. We are the voice of consumers. We do not actually charge businesses or scammers. Our job is to raise alerts, to educate consumers, and that's what we were doing. Now, once the pyramid had collapsed, we formed a task force under the leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Kami Kamida, in order to investigate these cases. So we had to come up with a strategy on how to investigate these cases, and who will take responsibility for it. So the procedure which we developed was that all the consumer protection bodies such as FCCC, Consumer Council, whatever complaints which we receive, we are going to compile it, and so we also decided together who will be the enforcement body responsible for it. So it was decided that the Fiji Police Force will take responsibility for enforcement. That means that they will be responsible for investigating the complaints which we receive and taking the relevant actions as required as per their procedures. Now, whatever complaints we are receiving, we are compiling it and forwarding it to the Fiji Police Force through the task force which we have formed. So currently the Fiji Police Force is investigating these complaints.
Vijay, just wanted to correct you. In terms of the limits, the account limit is 10,000. The daily transaction limit is 2,000.
The daily transaction limit is 2,000. Account and a particular time is 10,000.
Yep.
Now, just in relation to multiple accounts, knowing that we had agents and money was moving, and they will stay within their limits daily, and there will be no suspicion at all.
Yes, but over a period of time, if there's a pattern evolving, then we are able to track those transactions.
Where does the money come from? That this person all of a sudden is getting money moving from different accounts.
And there are other information captured during the registration about the person.
Are we looking at could we be seeing that we may have to limit the number of accounts a person has?
It's something that if the central bank wants us to do, we'll do it. And if we can have one national ID, it makes it much easier.
I just wanted to add one more thing, Vijay. So as you mentioned that pyramid scheme, it was happening and regarding enforcement action. So we were raising alerts. So one of the difficulties which we are also identifying through the task force, because this is we have labeled is one of the largest financial scams in Fiji's history. Now we learned a lot of lessons from this. So we are trying to improve on that as well. So one of the things which we looked at was if we are prosecuting or we are going after the scammers and taking advantage through for deception. So the deception component was missing unless someone loses their money. So because if you are saying that you are a scammer and you are deceiving people in order to make money, so if no one lost the money, so that's where the issue arises. So what we are doing currently, and so this is through the task force, which negotiations are currently ongoing in order to protect the people of Fiji going in the future. So the task force members, they have proposed to form a national anti-scam center, or is national scam watch, and we are going about how discussions are currently being laid on how about to form these, what are the laws which needs to be amended, so that one particular body can take action at the very beginning when these scams are detected.
It's quite unfortunate that we have to do this after this event took place, but at least now we need the authorities to act, as the platform provider will never be able to enforce the law as the people have heard today.
But Vijay, you must also realize, I mean, Australia has only done something similar 4 months, 5 months ago. So these are new developments, and the law is generally...
But as I said, there's a lot of people who have lost money, Shailendra.
Yeah, the law is generally, a couple of years behind. because they cannot foresee what is coming out, because through social engineering a lot of these scammers are coming with very innovative.
And definitely we need people to understand that how these scammers work. They will always be looking at different things, and hopefully after watching this show people learn more about and be vigilant about this. We're talking about millions of dollars. Is the money still in the country?
Vast majority of the money should be within the country, and if not all the money, because as we have launched MasterCard, there's a 5,000 monthly limit for overseas payments. There's no way somebody can take more than that unless they go through the clearance with central bank.
Definitely, as you said, there's a digital trail. M-Pesa has got that trail of the person moving money, or if anything.
So
like that.
if somebody was receiving a lot of money, the maximum they could hold in the wallet was $10,000. So they obviously would have withdrawn money. Some of this may be in the form of cash lying somewhere.
Yeah, that's the question, Vinash. The issue about law enforcement agencies to be acting quickly, and I did ask this question of the police. The issue about getting the money off the platform, getting the cash, and then they start buying actual items, so they do not have actual cash. These are all proceeds of crime. And if the law enforcement agencies do not act quickly, they'll miss the boat. No one will get charged. What are you doing as Consumer Council or this multitask force agency? I know you're trying to set up your center, but these scammers will actually be moving quickly right now.
So as soon as we get any information for, in this case, eBay Shop Online recruitment scheme, so we registered each and every complaint. So there was an influx of complaints. We had a national consumer helpline which we opened in the weekend as well, so that as many consumers they can come forward and lodge their complaints. We went out in the media. We also made press statements for people to come forward. Why? As much information as we get, it will be better for the enforcement bodies to investigate. It will be helpful for them. So as the from consumers' point of view, in order to assist them, what we did is we provided a platform for them to lodge a complaint. We registered the complaint. We took all the information which was required. So there was a template being formed. So the Fiji Police Force gave us a template for the information which they required in order to investigate those complaints. We got all those complaints from consumers. So that is approximately 948 complaints which we have received. We got all the information and we have provided it to the Fiji Police Force very quickly. As soon as we receive it, in just on the same day, on the second day, we provide it to the Fiji Police Force so that they have real-time information from the victims in order to investigate these complaints. So that's what we have done from consumers' point of view, in order to assist consumers. So another thing which I wanted to highlight here is, Vijay, so consumers, they also need to come forward. So a vast majority, about 99% of the complaints which we have received regarding eBay Shop Online recruitment is from people in the informal sector. But we know there are a lot of people who were participating in this pyramid scheme who were employed in the civil service. So these were teachers who were participating in it and other civil servants. Now they have lost thousands of dollars as well, but they are not coming forward because they fear, as civil servants, they participated in a criminal activity. That's why they are not coming forward. So that could be one of the challenges, because as many information as they get, the police will be able to map it then, so that there are no gaps missing. Because it is a digital trail based on the information which is provided by Vodafone, they'll be able to map it then. So we need people to come forward as well.
So the issue here comes back to Vodafone saying that the money is still here in the country, digital trail. We need to look at the law enforcement agencies now. How quickly are they acting? Are police finding some breakthrough in the investigation?
So Vijay, so I will not be, because we have given through the task force, they have been given the responsibility to investigate these complaints. I will not be able to speak for the Fiji Police Force. They'll be the best people to answer this and to update us on the progress of their investigations. But some of the information which we have shared as different organizations. So in case if the money went out of Fiji, so as you are aware, if you are able to, if you are trying to take out anywhere about, I think it was 10,000, correct me if I'm wrong, to take out of Fiji, you will need special approval from the Reserve Bank of Fiji. If you try to, it will be detected. Now, if the money goes through, because millions of dollars was siphoned through M-Pesa platform in this pyramid scheme, of course, Reserve Bank of Fiji would have detected it. Now, what we are, how or potentially how this money, if it went out of Fiji, how it went out of Fiji, it was probably through other digital mediums. Now, as you are aware, buying cryptocurrency in Fiji is illegal. Now, cryptocurrency, that's basically digital money. Now, that is illegal. However, we are anticipating, this is how they could have potentially taken the money out. So, because M-Pesa is connected, which is a very convenient platform, it is connected to the Vodafone's M-Pesa MasterCard. Now, if you try to purchase with MasterCard, of course, you'll be able to transact overseas as well. You'll be able to purchase things online. That is one of the functions, one of the reasons why it was developed. Now, if you try to purchase cryptocurrency, of course, since it is illegal in Fiji, it will be detected as well. So, probably how it happened is through the money, gaming vouchers were bought. So there are a few gaming sites which offers gaming vouchers in order to enhance your gaming experience. After purchasing these gaming vouchers, because that becomes anonymous then, and you are not doing anything illegal, you are buying a gaming voucher. On certain websites, that gaming voucher can be again converted into cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin. So that is potentially one route which can be taken in order to take money out of Fiji. In order to ensure that you are not raising any red flags. So now, if it did went out of Fiji, that is how it is through the gaming vouchers purchased and which can be later converted into
anything
Bitcoin.
Above 10,000 again, you need RBF approval.
Yes, of course, if you're taking out as cash. But if you're making payment, there is an exchange control limit on debit cards of no more than 5,000 Fijian dollars payment overseas. One of the things that I wanted to highlight, now that you talked about cryptocurrencies, when the global scheme network, which is Visa and MasterCard, onboards merchants to whom you can pay through Visa and MasterCard, they give them a specific category code, and it's called the NCC code. So for cryptocurrency traders around the world, they are given a specific code. What Vodafone has done, because crypto trading is illegal in the country, all the crypto sites that have been assigned the NCC code for a crypto are blocked. So you will not be able to even use your MasterCard to buy crypto directly through the M-Pesa MasterCard. But what you are saying about buying some sort of a gaming voucher or a gift badge, then it becomes a currency. And from our perspective, we cannot monitor beyond that. That can happen through the bank issued Visa card or MasterCard as well. So
my question is, we're talking about very sophisticated scamming here, and here we had eBay recruitment scam offices right in the middle of cities and towns in this country, and authorities not doing anything. Are you worried? You have got $5 billion going through your platform. You are looking after the interests of the people who are watching, consumers. Are you worried that we had these scam offices physically around? We're talking about a very sophisticated system here, going through gaming vouchers and cryptocurrency sites, etc.
I'm worried to the extent that there may have been some lapse on some part of the authorities, but I also want to highlight, Vijay, we need to get out of this get-rich-quick mentality. You know, as I said, if something is too good to be true, it probably is. But one of the things that, I know people who have tried to educate their family and friends to not get into it, and the response they have been getting from these people who were trying to go into the eBay scam is, you are jealous of me making money. So once a person has made up mind to go into it, no matter how much education and awareness you try and give, they are prepared to take that gamble. It's sadly because the state of affairs of country, the cost of living, etc., is so high. So people are trying to make some quick buck to put food on the table. I mean, some of these are situations where there is desperation and people are resorting to all sorts of get-rich-quick kind of mentality or money-making scams or schemes to be able to make that money to meet the daily needs. So from that perspective, there is some responsibility on the consumers, but obviously from an authority's point of view, in hindsight, I think the more collaborative approach that has now been taken, at least we can now be more proactive, and all the agencies can have clearly defined roles as to what they need to do, make sure that this doesn't happen in the future.
Is there enough deterrence in place?
Currently, from the Consumer Council of Fiji point of view, we would like severe deterrence to be served to the scammers. So that if severe deterrence is there, then potential or wannabe scammers, they'll know, yes, if you do something like this in Fiji, the law will catch up to me and you will be charged and there'll be harsh penalties for it. That being said, Vijay, I also wanted to emphasize what you said earlier, is yes, we are worried about such scams, but on the same note, we want to emphasize that our sole duty is to protect the interest of consumers. That being said, people or the consumers in Fiji need to put their trust in us. Why I'm trying to emphasize is that well before the pyramid scheme, the behavior shop collapsed, we were raising alerts. What people were telling us, you do not worry about it. That is our money. We leave it to us. Do not worry about our money. It's our money. So people, they did not trust in us that we were giving them the right advice. They thought that we are against an investment scheme which is trying to make them rich. That was the mentality. And I have also shared that publicly before as well, that even our team, our advocacy team, when they were out and about talking about it, educating people that they should not invest in it. It is a pyramid scheme. You lose your money. They even received death threats. But we were really passionate about this topic in order to protect the people of Fiji, because we knew this will happen. The people will lose millions of dollars. So going forward, we really need consumers to put their trust in us, because when we put out our statement, it's not that we just think of it and we just put it out. We do ample research. We also have a research arm. After doing thorough research, we know we have enough proof evidentially that it is a scam, then we release it to the public. And consumers need to take heed of the advisories which we give out.